and welcome to another Monday in lockdown. It's day 19, just double checking, of May vlogs. And yeah, back to Monday again. We've had a bit of a slow start to the morning. The boys slept quite late and yeah, it's been quite nice actually, quite relaxed. Although now it's like 10:30 and I'm only just having breakfast, I'm starting to get a little bit antsy to get on with the day. But it's fine. I have some breakfast. I'm going to just sit for half an hour and watch a couple of vlogs, catch up on a couple of vlogs that I'm a bit behind on. The boys are just watching a little bit of TV and then we're going to get stuck in with some homeschool. I've tried to be productive this morning and I've tried to kind of pick out some activities for Arthur. So we've got these phonics, Paw Patrol phonics books, which I picked up a while back actually at a school book fair. And so we're going to try one of those. I'm hoping that if I catch him on a Monday morning when he's just had the weekend off, he might be a little bit more willing to go through some phonics stuff. We're going to have a go at his speed sounds, his read, write, ink speed sounds. He's doing the set 2 sounds at the moment. So we're going to have a practice of some of those. I've got some phonics words that we're going to try a little bit of practice at. And then I've just picked out 3 books. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to try and do a page of each of these books. These are the books that I shared with you quite early on in the vlogs. These ones I picked up at Aldi, and this one that my parents sent. And that's probably the extent of what we're going to attempt to do today. And I don't anticipate that we'll get all of that done. Take your drink and I'll bring you a snack in a little bit, okay? Anyone else's children bottomless pits at the moment? So that's our homeschool plans. I also need to dye some yarn. I really need to start dyeing the Nostalgia Club this week, but I haven't quite sorted out the colourways yet. I haven't quite decided on all my inspirations and stuff like that. So doing that is one of my jobs to try and do today. But I'm going to dye up another batch of the Cornwall minis. They were really, really popular and they sold out really quickly. So I'm going to dye up another batch of those for the next shop update, which will be, I can't quite remember. I don't know. I haven't even got a calendar in front of me. 2 weeks before the Wool Monty. Does that help at all? I think it's they're going to be the last weekend in May, the next shop update. That's my plan, I think. I'll put the date on the screen. How's that? Yeah, so I'm just going to try and get started on some of that. The other thing I wanted to show you quickly is this again. I showed you this yesterday, very kind of quickly, and yeah, this is a wreck this journal. I picked this up after seeing somebody doing one on Instagram. I just picked it up on Amazon. It was really, really cheap. And we've done our first page. We showed you a little bit of the page in progress yesterday, but I stuck it back in this morning and I thought you might like to see. So the concept of this page was to float this page. So we coloured it in with felt tip pens, and then as you'll have seen in yesterday's video, we floated it in water, and then I've just put it out to dry. I actually put it on this bit of kitchen towel to dry on the radiator, and then stuck it back in again. Jazzy did this bit, despite me saying, please only use felt tip pens. But the point of this book is to break those perfectionist tendencies, so I'm going to go with it. And I just stuck this bit of kitchen towel back in because it's so pretty. And I thought that looked really, really nice in there as well. So we're going to try and do one of these each day, hopefully. So as a little reward, if Arthur gets through all his homeschool, then hopefully we'll pick another page. Jasper is trying to show you, not very successfully. You have to show him over here. Rubble. There you go.
Look, he's so big.
He does look big on the screen, doesn't he? Is Rubble going to say goodbye to everyone?
Bye.
I thought you might like to see some plant progress. These are all the seeds that we planted just over a week ago. These are the habanero chilies, just starting to pop up. That's our lovely succulent. The basil is really coming up. Look at that. Obviously, we're going to have to kind of thin it out a little bit at some point, but that's really coming up. This is just my lovely house plant. I have absolutely no idea what it's called. And these are the Navajo chilies. These are really doing well. Look at those. And these we really weren't expecting to come up at all. These are the butternut squash. But look at that. That is absolutely thriving. We've got 4 coming up there. We weren't expecting these to come up because they were seeds taken from an actual butternut squash. We just dried them out and then thought we'd give it a go. Some supermarket basil. What else have we got? Oh, the celery. That was the other thing. Look, celery is starting to come up as well. Very exciting. As I said, I've been dyeing up some yarn today. I made a little bit of a mistake. I don't know, for some reason I started dyeing up 2 batches of the minis instead of 1 batch of the minis, which means I've only completed half of the colourways. Does that make sense? But anyway, we have some saffron cake. I'm just turning these off now. We have Coastal Path. You can't see that at all, can you? Which this was the one I was worried about because I wasn't 100% sure that I was going to be able to replicate it from my notes. I didn't keep very good notes with these colourways, but it seems to have come out okay, so that's good. And then I've also dyed up some more Kynance as well. I'll be dyeing up a little bit more than this. And already in for their soak are another batch of saffron cake and 2 batches of tin mines. So that's really good. I had meant to dye up. So 1 batch is 10 minis, so 10 bundles, which is usually 1 pan, because each of these cable ties has got 5 minis on. But for some reason, when I put these in to start dyeing them, I dyed 2 pans of tin mines instead. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I was planning on dyeing up an extra batch for the Wool Monty anyway, but it does mean that I didn't get them all dyed up today. So I'll need to do some more tomorrow. Right, I've just tidied everything up for the day and I thought I would come and have a bit of a chat. I'm sat on the stairs because the kids are watching TV in the lounge. Tom's upstairs working still and the washing machine is on in the kitchen. So everywhere I go, it's far too noisy. So I've shut the lounge door and I am sat on the stairs with a cup of tea. But yeah, how has today gone so far? I've managed to get yarn dyed, so that's a really big positive. I may have dyed the wrong numbers of the right things, but at least I've dyed the right things. And I'm quite pleased because I managed to recreate the Coastal Path colourway, which I was slightly worried I wasn't going to be able to recreate, but success. So there will be more Cornwall minis coming soonish, the next shop update, whenever that is. And what else? Homeschool. How's homeschool gone today? Mixed bag, really. It started off horrendously. Arthur just didn't want to engage. He's got to that point during lockdown where he's lost all enthusiasm for anything school related. I'm obviously not a very fun teacher. So it all got a bit much this morning. He was just messing around. He was climbing on the table. He was, just being a nightmare with everything, doing everything I was asking him not to do, as 6-year-old children do. But Tom came down when it all got a bit much for us all and we all had a little chat and we established some new ground rules around schoolwork and stuff like that, and we managed to get him refocused and we managed to get him through the activities we wanted him to do. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was something. I went from feeling like a complete failure as a teacher to feeling a lot better about how school was going. So goodness knows whether it'll work again tomorrow. No idea, but we will try. So that's that. And then I've been The slurp in the middle of a sentence, sorry. I've been catching up a little bit on what is happening with regards to coronavirus in Scotland and kind of where we're headed, if that makes sense. And it sounds like Thursday will be the day when we get all the information. I think Nicola Sturgeon is going to be doing a big speech on Thursday, giving us kind of the big roadmap for the way forward. But from what I can gather, it sounds like from the 28th of May, we might see some of the lockdown restrictions relaxing. That probably won't be schools. So far, nothing is being said about schools, but from what I would imagine, and just common sense wise, I guess, in my mind, and kind of what we've heard from various places over the whole pandemic and kind of how it's been going up here, it's probably likely that our schools won't go back until after the summer holidays, because in Scotland the schools shut for the summer holidays at the end of June, and then they reopen, so we come back after the summer holidays in the middle of August. So, you know, if the kids were likely to go back at the beginning of June, they were then going to have part-time education anyway. They're not all going to be able to go back. So if you imagine you've got half a class at one point, half a class at another point, you're looking at them getting all of 2 weeks education before the school holidays start. So it's not really worth it, is it? So I think we're looking at it probably not being until the end of August. But I fully intend that those 6 weeks of school holidays, Arthur will be having school holidays. It won't, obviously we're not going to be going on holiday anywhere, but he won't be doing schoolwork at home, and yeah, it'll be a lot more relaxed, and then we'll see where we go. But that's just me guessing. So we'll see what they say later in the week, I guess. But it sounds like exercise is going to be extended, outdoor activities are going to be extended, even being allowed to go and sit in the parks and stuff like that. Garden centres opening, and kind of similar to a lot of the things that are coming in England. It sounds like they're going to be allowing people to meet up with one person from another household, which for a lot of people will be really good. I just bit my tongue then. For us, it won't make a major difference. We don't have any family locally, so we won't have any family to see. I mean, my family and my husband's family are all in Cornwall. I mean, goodness knows when we're going to be able to go and see them. We're still hoping that Christmas will happen, and we'll be able to travel that far by Christmas, but we'll have to wait and see. But I know for a lot of people who've got family locally, that's going to be a really, really positive step for them. But yeah, just wait and see on Thursday and see what happens, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm in that weird limbo. Tom's still working because he's got lots of marking to do. The boys are quite settled. I think I might go and attempt to get some knitting done. Good evening. It's just coming up to 8 o'clock. The boys are supposed to be in bed, but as usual, they're jack in the boxing, as we call it. Yeah, they'll settle soon, hopefully. Tom is just about to start cooking some dinner for us, and yeah, we're just gonna have a quiet evening. It's been a bit of a chatty vlog today, really. I've not had a lot to kind of share with you other than me talking to you. So, oh well, I hope you've enjoyed me talking to you. I have finished the foot, of this sock. These are my Sockness socks. I finished the foot of the first sock. So I'm going to leave this one for a little bit. And tonight I'm hopefully going to work on the foot of the second sock. That is my plan this evening anyway. I've got no idea what we're doing. We're probably just going to sit and end up watching TV, really. We've been watching Noughts and Crosses on BBC, the Mallory Blackman adaptation, and yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I loved that book as a teenager. I really, really liked Mallory Blackman's books when I was younger, and it's quite nice to see an adaptation of it. So that might be what we do. Otherwise, I don't really know.